brief overview of the agenda today. We'll be jumping in here and talking about bridging the gap around strategic and operational dashboards, and then providing a solution demonstration. In terms of an introduction, as Zach mentioned, I'm the CEO and founder of ResultsPositive. I've spent over 20 years doing IT transformation work when I was at Accenture, and really helping organizations right-size their organization and also set up and transition to a blended outsourced model. And as a part of IT transformation, executive balance scorecards, overall strategic scorecards were some of the other services I was able to provide as part of helping organizations transform. So today we're going to jump right in and talk a little bit about how to bridge the gap, as well as provide you with some introductory overview of the Executive Scorecard. Before we do that, I just wanted to provide you a brief overview of ResultsPositive. Our focus on a day-to-day basis is making a difference with our customers and our business partners. So we see that's twofold. One is to help our customers achieve their organizational and business goals and objectives, as well at the same time understanding and helping them achieve their personal goals and objectives. We feel that if we definitely focus on achieving personal goals and objectives, that those will drive overall business outcomes. What we like to do is we like to provide innovative solutions, and which is what we'll be highlighting today, some of our innovations and how we've been able to leverage the HP solution and provide some additional innovative solutions for organizations. And then what we do, we focus in on providing service project portfolio management. We also provide organizations with end-to-end application lifecycle management, from agile application development all the way through to testing, as well as then supporting the ongoing maintenance of applications. That also then leads us over into business service management, where we help organizations monitor the performance of their applications, but also then manage and monitor their system and their infrastructure. Next, we focus in on automation. So whether that be automation on applications or infrastructure, it's a way to help organizations automate and free up basically resources and time to focus on more strategic initiatives, such as mobile and big data. So we have a mobile development group, and we build a lot of mobile apps for enterprises, as well as we provide solutions around big data. That's combined with using analytics, as well as then helping out with very large, quick, and fast databases to support volumes of data. So that's a brief introduction of who we are, and you can see here from our awards, we've continued to receive top awards from HP as a go-to partner, and currently the current reigning support partner of the year for HP. So as we've mentioned today, today's objective here in our webinar today is to talk about bridging the gap. And typically there's always a focus on the strategic side, and the executives want to look at how well we're performing against strategic goals and objectives. And that's a real strength of the HP Executive Scorecard. That allows you to have that balanced scorecard view, multiple dimensions, and then be able to set up your overall strategic objectives, and then track your ability to actually meet or exceed those strategies. In addition to that, organizations really want to be able to then view what's going on from an operations perspective that's driving those strategic outcomes. And so what we've been able to highlight here today is some of the innovation that we've applied to bridge that gap. Before we jump right in, I just want to provide a brief introduction to the HP Executive Scorecard. We kind of like to liken the scorecard solution as a performance management system, and it really supports that executive level reporting and balanced scorecard views. And you can see here there are multiple out-of-the-box key performance indicators, and these indicators were identified and put together based on surveying over 150 CIOs to identify what were some of their key performance indicators that they need to manage their business on a day-to-day basis. So it's combining that balanced scorecard across all the different domains in IT with a financial planning capability for IT to be able to really start to look at the cost of service as we're moving towards a service broker model, as well as being able to just see the core budgets, cost allocations, et cetera, that you would look at as well. So we look at it collectively as a overall IT performance management system. As an example of that of system here, I can start off here and have my overall strategic view, which is related to the CIO or other executives in the organization. And that's really going to be that high-level view of our top 5 goals and how are we doing at achieving those. And then I can also then cascade the goals that might be supporting achieving those top 5 goals. So for example, we can look at the VP of Applications, and he or she can have his or her goals and objectives that would relate and roll up into the strategic goals and objectives associated with the CIO. Same thing here with the VP of Operations, Chief Security Officer, as well as the Project Management Office. And so it gives a great way, say, for a CIO to see how you're meeting your top 5, but then being able to cascade and view how the application group is doing, or quickly see how we're doing in operations. And so gives all of the key leaders in the organization visibility into each other's goals and objectives and overall performance. One thing to also highlight here with the scorecard solution, that it's not just a nice user interface to see how we're performing overall. There's actually a very large engine here and a lot of intellectual property that's been put into the executive scorecard. So we just talked about there's various different personas, various different functional scorecards that I can set up that are available out of the box. I've also got my financial planning engine here within the solution. And what really supports a lot of the overall key performance indicators is this universal data model. And so you can see here's a data model around the different domains in IT, from change management, project management, to service and service management. And so that's what rolls up in and being used to report on all the overall performance of an organization. And then from a data consolidation as well as data aggregation, you have the ability to bring in some of your Excel files or to automate that through the ETL engine. And that's being accomplished by using SAP's Business Object solution and their overall automation with their Business Objects data services. And so that's really kind of focusing in on the overall architecture. One key theme that we'll be highlighting today is the mashup capabilities, and how that I can really use that mashup capabilities to get directly to data sources and those operational systems, so I can bridge that gap between strategy and operations. Next, I want to provide a few examples of some of the innovations that we have done here at ResultsPositive. So as part of our BI Big Data practice, we've had an opportunity to pull together multiple solutions for customers, as well as pull together a solution that many organizations are starting to get value from today. And so what you're seeing here on the left-hand side, you're seeing some examples of some of the out-of-the-box capabilities in the executive scorecard. And then what you're seeing here in these dashboards, this is a real-time dashboard that's pulling from a particular system or service, and is pulling from many different data sources in real time. And so this is an Xcelsius dashboard. In this case, we're just showing it within a frame there in Executive Scorecard, but here again, the organization could use that as a separate view outside of the scorecard. And so what makes this unique is that we're bringing in data from HP's Business Service Management solution, but we're also bringing it in from various other third-party solutions. And so with this particular example, I'm looking at the specific system here, And down here, I'm looking at various services. And so each one of those services or application, I'm getting a view into the network. I'm getting a view into the application or even into the infrastructure. So I'm getting multiple views here. Also here, what we're showing is a great way to start communicating the value of business service management and monitoring to the business. Here we're looking at overall availability of this particular system or application, or it could be a business service. And so everything looks good except for the couple of areas here that are showing in red. And this is kind of highlighting the use of the algorithm that we've set up so that if we happen to have some outages in there, that would highlight revenue that will be lost. At the same time, where we don't have outages, we're able to highlight the revenue that the system, application, as well as the monitoring crews were to enable and to support to allow that revenue to come into the organization. So it's a great way to show the value of the investments here from a reporting perspective, but also a great way to show the value of business service management and monitoring that's going on with IT operations. Next, we have an example here from a customer where we're bringing in some of that BSM information in more of the out-of-the-box manner, using the out-of-the-box different views here, as well as being able to pull in third-party service management information. So in this case, we're bringing in third-party information via or from ServiceNow, as well as then bringing in HP's business service management information and giving one consolidated view into overall performance. So that's been very, very well received and a great solution for our customer. Next, just to highlight another example here is where we're looking at more of an operational real-time view, showing some of the UI Mashup that we'll be highlighting today that really helps to bridge the gap. So you can see here, we're starting to look at the overall scorecard of a particular business or suite of applications, and I can see the overall KPI performance. But then over here, we're actually using the UI Mashup, and we're actually bringing the information directly from BSM and showing BSM here within the UI Mashup frame right within the scorecard. And so this way they can get that real-time information and then drill into that as well. And so that's been very key for customers wanting to bridge the gap, understanding they want to show the strategic view, but at the same time they want to be able to show and give their users access to the operational view. So what I want to do next is jump in and provide a brief product demonstration to highlight using the solution both from a strategic perspective as well as from an operational perspective. So I've logged in here to the HP Executive Scorecard. In this particular case, I've now logged into the CIO page. What we're kind of highlighting here are those various personas that you can set up out of the box, and you could publish those out to the various users in your organization. You can also make functional pages so that the information is displayed and visible in a simple fashion. So what we're seeing here is that we've set up an overall scorecard, and it's more of a balanced scorecard approach where we're looking at how well are we serving our customers, how's the organizational excellence, security, business value, and then each one of those particular domains, we're looking at specific strategic objectives, such as improving service delivery, improving quality, improving customer satisfaction. So I can look at each one of those. In this case, I'm looking at staff effectiveness. Once I click on that objective, I can see here that we're trending up. The score of 1, we're at 5.5 out of 10, so definitely in a cautionary performance state, and I kind of want to see what's going on. And this is where, as an organization, you can map your different key performance indicators to a specific strategic objective. And then you'll be able to track the overall performance and attainment against that strategic objective. So here I can see the different KPIs that have been aligned to the overall staff effectiveness. So if I wanted to go in and look at quality of delivery, I could then go in and look at how we're doing there. We're at 5. We haven't really improved, so we're kind of staying as is. We're seeing we've got an issue here with failed business transactions, so that seems to be the issue for us. We might want to look at the trend of that information. So here, just at a high level, seeing where we're at, I can then see the trend information here associated with those failed business transactions. So that's kind of meant to be that strategic high-level view here for the CIO. And like I mentioned before, they have a chance then to view that information across multiple different domains and dimensions and be able to then look at the associated KPIs for each one of those dimensions. So in this case, if we wanted to look at project execution, I can then see with project execution, we're at 5.56. So we obviously have some issues. We're definitely doing well from a planned work hours. We've got some problems here with project tasks not being completed on time. We've doing well from an issues perspective. We're doing well at resolving issues. We can see here that we have some troubles around closing defects out on the testing side. And we can see that our overall percentage of healthy projects is not up to our thresholds. So those are different things that we could then look at. And as you can see below here, what's the trend? Are we trending up or are we trending down on each one of those, and which areas should we focus on to improve performance? So it gives that executive that view so that they can then work with their direct reports to address any performance challenges. So that's a quick view from a strategic perspective associated with the CIO. Next, if I wanted to come in and look at a VP of Applications perspective, I can then start to view what's going on here in terms of application performance. So here you might see I got similar domains. I might have similar goals and objectives. Here I can have different goals and objectives. And then I would have a different set of KPIs that roll up into that particular objective. So here we're looking at improving quality, looking at a number of escape defects, number of critical defects. We're looking at percent of actual versus planned tests. So I've got a great visibility into that. I can also then look at that information from a trend perspective. So it gives me a lot of information here right in my overall scorecard. So this is kind of a more of a strategic view for the VP of Applications. I'm going to continue on here for the VP of Applications. So what I'm highlighting here for you, even though I've clicked on the VP of Ops page, I have the ability to cascade, like I mentioned before. So in this case, I've cascaded down into the VP of Applications. So I wanted to highlight some of the UI Mashup here if I were managing overall application development, the overall application testing activities. So we can see here I could come in and look at different information such as process excellence. It's going to show me different KPIs. I can come back in here and look at my improved quality. How well are we doing at improving quality? And then I can come in and look at different types of views and get some of that real-time information. So here I'm looking at percent of actual versus planned executed tests. So those of you that are familiar with HP's Quality Center or ALM are used to seeing this particular dashboard right in Quality Center. And so this is the UI Mashup where I'm getting that visibility of those details from an operational perspective right here in the scorecard. And so I'm bridging that gap between my strategic and my operational here and right in one view. I can also get additional operational views here. I can look at the number of actual versus plan, and then I can get more of the strategic high-level view of our overall trend. So it's a great way to get access to the direct source system, in this case, Quality Center or ALM, and get access to that operational performance measures. I could come over here and look at another specific KPI around percent of critical defects, and you've probably all seen this particular view in Quality Center and ALM as well, and I can view that information here right in the scorecard. So it starts to really give me a lot of powerful views here within the Executive Scorecard. Next, in this case, if I wanted to come back and look at things from an operations perspective, I can come back and change this view to operations, and I can then come in and look at various other set of KPIs. So here I can look at managed nodes, so I can look at that information. It's going to show me my trend. I can even come in and look at various breakdown depending upon how I've set that up with the source system. So just kind of highlighting, I can do the same type of UI mashup right into that source system just by setting up the UI mashup. So that's kind of what I wanted to highlight here at a very high level today, to give you an idea of how you can bridge that gap between strategic performance measures as well as operational performance measures. A couple other things here just to highlight. One thing that we've built, one of our additional innovations besides setting up the UI mashup, is we've set up a UI mashup tool. So basically you can select various KPIs, you can select the various URL of that source system and or a report, and then that will automatically then do the mapping for you and do that, that wiring together for you in an automated fashion. So this way, in just a couple of clicks, you can set up that UI mashup, which we were seeing before here for the VP of applications. So it really streamlines your efforts in terms of doing your configuration, and kind of gives you more control of being able to do that in a very easy fashion. So that's one other innovation that we wanted to highlight today. The next, just to kind of highlight and broaden the whole idea of looking at the scorecard, say outside of IT, outside of technology. So we've set up a retail scorecard here. This is meant to be for a retailer and for a district manager, a store manager, for them to really look at managing their overall performance across different dimensions. And so here they can have a chance to look at it from sales and marketing, customer excellence, employee excellence at that high level, and being able to track the overall performance against these strategic objectives associated with the various associated KPIs. So if you're looking for another way to provide value back to the business, the investment here with the Executive Scorecard can be leveraged and provided out to the business, so they've got that real-time view of how the sales are going on for a specific district, for a specific store, and that can be available here on their desktop. There's also the mobile tablet where you could also view that information while on the road. And so we're seeing that as a big need in retail. We're seeing that some retail organizations are still kind of using old web or even paper views of overall sales performance. Sometimes that is being delayed. This way you can have that real-time information being displayed, or actually the sales from the previous day can be displayed here in the scorecard for analysis and planning for the next day in the store. The next thing I wanted to do highlight here, that scorecard solution is also available on a tablet. So it gives you that ability to manage those strategic objectives and manage the overall performance on the go while you're meeting with your teams. And so that can really make a difference, give you that information that you need to transform the organization. Next, as part of a summary here, if you're looking for a scorecard IT performance management system that really can help you communicate strategic goals and objectives as well as communicate the value to the business, this is a leading solution to allow you to do that. Also, I can provide that real-time capability as well as near real-time, as we've highlighted today. The near real-time being that strategic performance, the real-time being that operational performance based upon the UI mashup, as well as the Xcelsius reporting solution that we highlighted earlier. And then you're able to really automate the capture and reporting of performance. And so that really gives you access to your performance information much earlier. Many organizations takes them a month to get the information being reported. At that point, you really can't use that information for decision making. In this fashion, you can have that real-time or near real-time view of performance. Supports all data sources, as we've highlighted here with some of our customer examples. So I can have HP data sources or any third-party data source, as well as the popular Excel spreadsheet. The solution is also available on-premise or on SaaS. We have a quick start implementation. Then we'll get organizations up and running in as few as 2 to 4 weeks. So it's not a large BI initiative. You can really get up and running and focus on a specific area very quickly. And that'll allow you to really quickly establish a baseline before rolling it out across the organization. Then last but not least, it allows you to have access to your performance wherever you might be and which site or location you are during the day to really track overall performance. So it's a great solution that's available when and where you need it.